there. Fellow gun lovers, ever had that gut punch moment when you watch someone walk away with a revolver you just sold? And you know deep down you're going to regret it, so. We've all been there. It's like letting go of a piece of history, or worse, a chunk of your soul. But here's the thing, some revolvers are just too special to let slip through your fingers. They're not just guns, they're legends, investments, and in some cases, works of art. So, let's talk about the 10 revolvers you should never sell in 2025. These bad boys are rare, priceless, and if you've got one in your safe, you'd be crazy to part with it. Trust me, I've been around the block with firearms, and I've seen too many folks kick themselves for selling a gem they can't replace. Don't be that guy. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that like button and follow Survival Gear Showcase. We're all about real gun talk. No fluff, just the good stuff. Now, let's get to it. 10. Ruger Red Hawk 357 Magnum. You ever pick up a revolver and think, this thing could probably double as a sledgehammer? That's the Ruger Red Hawk for you. When Ruger dropped this beast in 1979, they weren't messing around. It's heavy, nearly 3 pounds unloaded, but that weight isn't a flaw, it's a feature. Every ounce soaks up recoil like a sponge, making even the hottest 357 Magnum loads feel like a kitten's purr. I've put this gun through its paces at the range, and let me tell you, it's like shooting a cloud. If clouds were made of steel and could punch holes through targets. Back in the day, law enforcement needed something that could handle serious Magnum loads without falling apart. Ruger answered with the Red Hawk, and it's been a tank ever since. You can literally hammer nails with this thing. Don't ask me how I know. Plus, it's got a grip that fits like a glove, no matter your hand size, and the resale value, it's only going up. Used ones are fetching $650 to $850, and new stainless models are hitting $900 to $1,000. If you've got one, hold on to it. It's not just a gun, it's a future heirloom. Pros. Built like a tank, seriously. You could use it as a hammer. Eats ultra-heavy 357 loads for breakfast. Field strips without tools, because Ruger gets it. Resale value is climbing faster than my blood pressure at a gun auction. Cons. It's heavy, don't even think about carrying it all day unless you're built like a linebacker. Trigger can be a bit stiff for smaller hands. Good luck finding a holster that fits its chunky frame. 9. Taurus Model 66 357 Magnum. Now, I know what you're thinking. Taurus, really? But hear me out. The Taurus 66 is like that quiet kid in school who ends up being a genius, while the gun snobs were busy dismissing anything not made in the USA. This Brazilian-built revolver was out there outperforming guns twice its price. I've shot plenty of high-end revolvers, but the 66 surprised me with how smooth it was right out of the box. No gunsmith needed. Taurus didn't just copy the competition, they innovated. Full-length underbarrel ejector rod housings, check. Transfer bar safety system, you bet. And it's built specifically for Magnum loads, not just a bored-out 38 frame like some other brands. At $400 to $600 used, it's a steal. I've got a buddy who swears by his 66 for home defense, and after seeing him drop targets at 25 yards like it's nothing, I get it. Pros. Full underlug for balance and heat dissipation feels like a dream in your hand. Transfer bar safety means you can carry it loaded without worrying. Forged steel frame built for Magnum abuse. Lifetime warranty that Taurus actually honors. Cons. Some folks still turn their noses up at the Brazilian label. Parts can be tricky to find for older models. Finish quality varies, some look pristine, others not so much. 8. Dan Wesson Model 15 357 Magnum. Ever shot a revolver so accurate you felt like you didn't deserve it? That's the Dan Wesson Model 15. This thing is a precision machine disguised as a revolver. Back in 1971, Dan Wesson didn't just build a gun, they built a cult following. The interchangeable barrel system is pure genius. You can swap barrels without tools, turning it into whatever you need. From a snub nose to a long-range beast. I once took a Model 15 to the range with a 6-inch barrel and punched out the center of a target at 50 yards. Felt like cheating. Every Model 15 was hand-fitted and headspaced to perfection. It's like owning a custom gun without the custom price tag. And the trigger crisp as a fresh dollar bill, if you've got one. Don't let it go. Prices are creeping up from $600 to $900, and rare barrel setups can hit $1,000 plus. Trust me, you'll miss it the second it's gone. Pros: swap barrels like you're changing socks, versatility on steroids. Hand-fitted precision that rivals custom builds. Barrel nut system means zero play between barrel and frame. Transfer bar safety with a trigger that'll make you weep tears of joy. Cons: the barrel system can intimidate newbies. Holster options are limited because of that unique shroud. Market hasn't fully caught on yet, but it will. 7. Colt Detective Special 38 Special. You ever wonder what confidence feels like in steel form? That's the Colt Detective Special. This little powerhouse hit the scene in 1927 and owned the concealed carry game for decades. While other companies were busy copying Smith & Wesson, Colt was out here creating a legend. I've got a soft spot for this one. My granddad carried a Detective Special as his backup when he was on the force. He used to say, "It's small, but it'll make a big statement." And he wasn't wrong. The genius of the Detective Special is its size. Colt took their proven police-positive action and shrunk the barrel to 2 inches without losing an ounce of reliability. It's the perfect blend of compact and capable. I've shot one at the range, and even with that short sight radius, it's surprisingly accurate. Plus, it's got that classic Colt smoothness like butter on a hot skillet. Used ones are going for $800 to $1,500, and first-gen models can hit $1,800 to $2,500. If you've got one, especially an early version, hold on to it. It's only going to get more valuable. Pros: perfect for concealment without sacrificing reliability. All-steel construction soaks up recoil better than those lightweight pretenders. Nearly a century of proven service, your granddad probably trusted one. Early models are catnip for collectors, and prices are climbing. Cons: only 5 or 6 shots. Depending on the model, choose your shots wisely. Double-action trigger can be a beast for new shooters. Parts are getting scarce since Colt discontinued it. Good luck hitting anything past 15 yards with that stubby barrel. 6. Charter Arms Bulldog 44 Special. Ever pick up a revolver and think, this thing's not messing around? That's the Charter Arms Bulldog. When it dropped in 1973, it was like a middle finger to the idea that small guns had to be weak. Charter Arms asked, what if we stuffed a 44 Special into the smallest package possible? The result, a chunky snub-nosed beast that looks like it was drawn by a cartoonist, but hits like a freight train. This gun got famous in Taxi Driver. Travis Bickle made it a star. I've shot the Bulldog, and let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. The recoil is stout, but if you need to stop a threat, this thing will do it. It's also surprisingly compact for a 44, perfect for deep concealment. Just don't expect to win any beauty contest with it. Pros: devastating 44, special power in a surprisingly small package. Instantly recognizable ugly in a cool way, like a Bulldog. American-made with solid quality control. Lighter than most 44 Magnums, so you can actually carry it. Cons: only 5 shots, better make them count. Recoil will remind you why you don't skip arm day. Short sight radius means it's a close-range brawler, not a sniper. Cylinder gap blast can singe your fingers if you're not careful. You can find them for $400 to $650, with special editions hitting $700 to $900. It's a sleeper hit, undervalued now, but that won't last. 5. Colt Trooper 357 Magnum. Ever shoot a revolver and think, this is what all the fuss is about? That's the Colt Trooper. When it launched in 1953, it was Colt's answer to Smith & Wesson's Model 27, but at a price that didn't require a second mortgage. I've got a buddy who swears by his Trooper for home defense. He says, it's like a python without the ego. And honestly, he's not wrong. The Trooper is built for business smooth action, well-balanced frame, and tough as nails. Law enforcement loved it through the 60s and 70s, and for good reason. It's reliable, powerful, and doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I've shot one at the range, and it's like driving a classic muscle car raw. powerful, and unapologetic. Pros: proven track record with law enforcement built for the real world. Superior balance makes it feel lighter than it is. Handles magnum loads like a champ. Classic Colt action that's smoother than a politician's lie. Cons: later models had some quality control hiccups. Good examples are getting harder to find. Sight adjustments can be a pain on early models. Parts are scarce. Treat it like a vintage car. Prices are $850 to $1,400 for solid examples, with early models hitting $1,600 to $2,000. Collectors are starting to wake up to these, so don't sleep on them. 4. Smith & Wesson Model 28 Highway Patrolman. If Revolvers had a blue-collar hero, it'd be the Smith & Wesson Model 28. Introduced in 1954, this .357 Magnum was built for cops who needed power without the polish, literally. S&W took their fancy Model 27, ditched the high-end finish, and made it affordable for the working stiffs patrolling America's highways. My uncle had one of these, and he swore it was tougher than a bar fight on payday. The Model 28 is a tank big, heavy, and ready to take on anything. That weight soaks up .357 recoil like it's nothing, making it a dream to shoot. I've put rounds through one at the range, and it's got that satisfying heft like holding a piece of history that still means business. It's not flashy, but it's reliable as hell. Pros: built like a brick house, handles magnum loads without flinching. Heavy frame tames recoil better than lighter guns. Affordable power back in the day. And still a bargain used. Simple, rugged design screams I get the job done. Cons: it's a boat anchor. Good luck concealing this beast. Matte finish isn't winning any beauty pageants. 6 shots, but reloading under stress takes practice. Older models might need a gunsmith's touch to stay in top shape. You can snag a good Model 28 for $700 to $1,200 these days, with pristine ones creeping up to $1,500. It's a sleeper hit for collectors and shooters alike. Grab one before the prices catch up to its reputation. 3. Ruger Blackhawk .357 Magnum. Ever want to feel like you're starring in your own Western? The Ruger Blackhawk is your ticket. Launched in 1955, this single-action beauty took the Colt single-action Army's classic vibe and beefed it up for the modern world with a .357 Magnum punch. I've got a friend who takes his Blackhawk hunting, and he says it's like carrying a piece of the Old West that can drop a deer at 50 yards. Ruger built this thing to last, over-engineered in the best way possible. The action is crisp, the frame is rock solid, and it's got that timeless cowboy look. I've shot one, and yeah, cocking the hammer for every shot slows you down, but it forces you to make every pull count. Plus, it's just fun. Pros: tough enough to pass down for generations, Ruger doesn't mess around. Classic single-action styling with modern strength. Surprisingly accurate with a good sight picture. Custom grips and finishes make it a collector's playground. Cons: single action, only hope you've got time to cock it in a pinch. Heavier than some double action options. 6 shots, and that's it. Reloads are old school slow. Not ideal for quick draw self-defense unless you're a gunslinger. Prices run $600 to $900 for standard models, with older 3-screw versions or rare calibers hitting $1,000 to $1,500. It's a shooter's gun and a collector's dream. Don't sleep on it. 2. Smith & Wesson Model 19 .357 Magnum. If revolvers were desserts, the Smith & Wesson Model 19 would be the perfect slice of pie, balanced, satisfying, and just right. Introduced in 1957, it's the lighter, nimbler cousin of the Model 27, designed at the request of lawman Bill Jordan. I've shot a Model 19, and it's like S&W bottled up everything great about revolvers: power, portability, and that silky smooth trigger. The Model 19 sits on the K-frame, smaller than the beefy N-frame guns, but still tough enough for .357 Magnum. It was a favorite for cops and civilians alike, and for good reason. It's light enough to carry all day, but heavy enough to handle Magnum loads without rattling your teeth. Pure gold. Pros: perfect balance of size, weight, and power. Goldilocks would approve. Trigger pull is smoother than a lounge singer's pickup line. Combat grips and adjustable sights make it a shooter's delight. History oozes from every curve, iconic for a reason. Cons. Early models can wear out with heavy Magnum use. Go easy on it. K-frame isn't as durable as N-frame for constant full-power loads. Prices are climbing as collectors snatch them up. Finding one in good shape takes some hunting. You're looking at $800 to $1,300 for a solid Model 19, with pristine or nickel-plated versions hitting $1,500 to $2,000. If you find one, buy it, you'll thank me later. 1. Ruger GP100 357 Magnum. Let's wrap this up with a bang. The Ruger GP100. Since it hit the market in 1985, this thing has been the I ain't breaking king of revolvers. Ruger took everything they learned from the Security 6 and said, let's make it tougher. I've got a GP100 in my safe, and I've run it hard hundreds of rounds. Mud, rain, you name it. It just keeps going. The GP100 is overbuilt in the best way. Thick frame, beefy cylinder, and a triple locking system that laughs at wear and tear. It's not the prettiest gun, but it's a beast where it counts. I've shot it side by side with lighter revolvers, and the recoil feels like a friendly pat instead of a punch. Pros. Built to outlast you, your kids, and probably the apocalypse. Absorbs 357 Magnum recoil like it's a 38 Special. Modular design swap grips or sights to your heart's content. Still in production, so parts and support are easy to find. Cons. Heavy concealed carry isn't its strong suit unless you're built like a linebacker. Utilitarian looks won't win any style points. Double action trigger takes some breaking in. 6 shots, but its brick speed reloads aren't its game. A used GP100 goes for $600 to $900, while new ones are $800 to $1,100. It's the revolver you buy when you want something that'll still work when the world doesn't. If you've stuck with us this far, you're not just a gun owner, you're a true revolver aficionado, and you get it. These aren't mere firearms. They're legends with a history that echoes through time. Durable and valuable. They're like classic cars, irreplaceable. Selling one, you'd miss the roar. Keep them as heirlooms to pass down. Loved this journey? Smash that like button and follow Survival Gear Showcase for more thrilling content. We're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what's next. Share your own stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Keep aiming sharp.